friends, thanks for joining me for Tassel Tuesday. I wanted to let you know that Tassel Tuesday is an open collaboration, and if you would like to join in, you can. Use the hashtag Tassel Tuesday, and also let me know in the comments that you'll be joining in, just so that I make sure to look for your video. Sometimes when I put the hashtag in, I don't always get all of the videos. So if you let me know that you did a video, whether it's in this comment section or even in, like if you see my tassel video on Tuesday morning, you can just comment there that, hey, I did a video. That'd be great. So it's an open collab. You can hop in and hop out. You don't have to do it every week. It's, it's easy breezy, a lot of fun. So many talented creators. Everybody comes up with different tassels. And it's obviously crafter's choice. You just do what you want to do that week. Before we get into this week's tassel, I want to remind you about my 1,000 subscriber giveaway. If you are somebody that tunes in to me frequently, I apologize that you have to keep hearing about it. But anyway, it's my 1,000 subscriber celebration giveaway, and the deadline is going to be the end of May, beginning of June. I have a box of goodies I'm sending out, plus I'm making some things to put in that box as well. And so that's why I extended it, because I need time to make those items. And also, I want my friends from overseas to feel like they could just take the time to create what they want to create and have time to send it over. So I just wanted to be cognizant of, that it takes longer from overseas, obviously. I think I forgot to mention that what they're sending me is an ATC. So if you'd like to join in, please send me an ATC. Obviously, you have to be 18 years old or older. You need to be a visible subscriber, and I will link my original video into this description box, but the only change would be that I've extended the deadline, for ATCs. So let's get to our tassels. Hello, my crafty friends. Welcome to Tassel Tuesday. Today we are creating a tassel for a custom order journal that I am working on. And this journal has a chicken theme, and so by default of that theme, there's a little bit of a, a farm theme to it as well. So, and the woman who ordered it, she said her favorite color is green. So, and she doesn't know I'm making a tassel for it actually. So this is kind of a nice little extra that'll be going with the journal. So what I've done is I had some vintage cotton material. It's this right here. And actually, I want to mention, somebody had mentioned recently that I didn't have any tutorials on Tassel Tuesday, and I actually do, but I just haven't labeled my videos as tutorials. So I might go back and look through some of the more recent ones that I would consider could be a tutorial, and I'll rename them so that if somebody comes to my channel and they're looking specifically, how do I make, a certain type of tassel, they could easily find that. So I'm going to go back and do that, but we are going to call today's video a tutorial. So what I want to mention is that I took vintage cotton and I shredded it. Well, I don't want to use the word shred. I snipped it about 1 inch in from the edge, and then I hand tear my vintage cotton, and it gives it a nice tattered edge, as you can see here. And when I work with gingham, and I love gingham, when I work with gingham, I usually, if it's this size, I don't know if you can exactly see the size, I'll try to zoom in, I leave 3 rows. So I snip every 4th row, and then it leaves 3 full rows, because when we're done tearing the cotton, there's going to be these extra threads that come out, and that's what leaves us the lovely tattered edge that makes it, that shabby chic look. So as you can see, I have the pile of cotton here, and I'm going to go through and pull all the threads from them, and that's what I do. I tear them first, and then I pull all the threads. I I don't usually put them in a big heap like this, but I'll go ahead and do that off camera, and then I'll get back to you about the rest of the tassel. Okay friends, I have removed the extra threads. So here we go, they're all cleaned up. Now these strips are pretty long, and it doesn't really matter how long they are, because in the end you're going to decide how long you want your tassel. So what I usually do, I make kind of bigger tassels than a lot of people do, and I usually make about a 6-inch tassel. I don't get obsessed about measuring too much, I just kind of eyeball it. And the 6 inches is the actual tassel fabric. It's not the hanging part, like the part that you attach to hang it. Now this journal that I'm making is 9.5 inches. So I definitely don't want my tassel to be too long. So because I'm making this for someone else, I am gonna go ahead, I was thinking I was gonna measure it, and I'm looking around for my measuring thing, and I can't seem to find it. But let me grab this mat here, and I can do a little measuring with my mat. So, all right, see, so from here to here, that's 7 inches already. So let's go ahead, because it's gonna go on a journal, we don't want it to be too big. All right, so if I have it here, that's 6.5 inches, and let's say this is the gathering point. I think that's good. I think that's what we're gonna do. So what we're gonna do is cut this here, and this will be my one that's a template, and then I can just take the rest and snip these. Now I can't tell you how many that you're going to snip, because again, I just intuitively decide how full I want it. I tend to make very full tassels. Not everybody does, perfectly fine. See here, I have a little left over. I'm gonna use these on some of the tags, just FYI, in the book, and that way it'll all kind of match and be adorable. So at any rate, I think I was explaining, oh yeah, I really like what's called a puff top tassel. But you can do puff tops, you can do tassels that are not puff tops. So just, you know, follow your gut on that. And even if you do a puff top, it doesn't have to be super full like the way I make them sometimes. Another thing to remember is you can always trim it once you're done with it. Let's say you make it and it's a little bit too long. It doesn't matter. You can trim it. You know, I often, you know, do that. And so you just make the tassel and then you can trim the bottom, and that is not a problem at all. All right, I think let's do one more of these strands, and then we'll go ahead and add the ribbon, and then we'll know if we need to add more of this fabric. All right, I'm gonna get this out of the way. So we've got these here. I just love gingham. I'm gonna pull these down this way, and I wanna show you the ribbons that I have gathered to use with it. I'm thinking about using this one, even though it's a little plain Jane, so I'm not gonna totally commit to it yet. I thought I would add this because I just thought it would be pretty, but I don't love it with it. So let's try, I think I definitely wanna add this. It just adds a nice punch of color. Hopefully I'm on camera. Yeah, I'm still on camera. And so I'll get 2 strands out of that, and then the leftover I can use on the tags that I'll make for the journal, or on some pages or something like that. So we've got that. Now I would like, this is pretty too. This kind of, you know, gives a variety of greens, but before we do that, I'd like to go ahead and add some neutrals, and I'm thinking I'll just use this whole spool. I actually got this particular spool at Joann Fabrics on clearance after Christmas time, and I like to always go and snatch up the ribbons that are on clearance, because ribbon's very expensive, and I don't ever like to pay full price, because then I could never sell my tassels
at the price that I sell them, because it wouldn't even pay for the ribbon. So I always try to get them on clearance. I wanted to show you real quick I'm going to be using some of this on the cover. I don't know if I'm mixing it with something else or not, but I'm definitely going to be using some of this on the cover of the journal. I know that it doesn't have green in it, but it does have these browns in it, which is why I added this. And I don't want this tassel to look Christmassy at all. And I think we'll be fine because these are kind of lime greens. And then just to add a little splash of red into it, I am going to use some of this ribbon here. Hopefully you can see it. There might be a little glare on that. But it's got a little bit of red, but it's not overwhelming, and I do not think it's going to make it look like Christmas. Matter of fact, there's red, green, but there's also little yellow flowers. So I think that's going to work out great. I just wanted to show you the cover so that you could see why I was going in the direction that I was going. Okay friends, I think we've got ourselves situated. Let's check this out and see if everything is the way we want it. And also, while I'm at it, I want to ask you if I mentioned that I got this green from Trina at Trina's Place. She was so sweet when she sent me my ATC for my 1,000 subscriber giveaway. She sent me extras, and she sent me the most gorgeous things of ribbon, and I was just so excited and happy. And thank you, Trina, for doing that. That was incredibly thoughtful of you. All right, so what we're going to do first is what I like to do, since this tutorial, I know a lot of you have already seen me do this, but it's been a while since I broke down one of my videos. So I like to lay them down in a pattern. So I like to go crisscross with them. You don't have to go crisscross with them. It's just something that I like to do because I feel like it makes a difference on a puff top tassel. And also the tassels don't lay like flat. I don't know, it just the way that it works. I just think I like it. Although I do want to do a comparison of not crisscrossing and just laying them flat, and compare that to the crisscross to see which one has the better puff top. But that is going to have to be a tassel for another day. So then I just layer these fibers in here, and I don't get too obsessive about it, but I do like to be, somewhat organized about it because I want all of the fibers to show in the end. Hopefully that makes sense. All right, so I only have 3 of the cute red, so that's why I waited. Whoops. Yeah, we're good. That's why I waited to start using it. Actually, I don't want to use this one yet. I'm going to wait. I'll do this one. The ones that I have less of, I will use more towards the top because otherwise they end up deeply underneath the other stuff, and then they're not as easily seen. Yes, so you can see where the crisscross is right there. You can see that the tassel will be nice and puffy because it's really built up right there, which I think is a lot of fun. All right, we are almost to the end of our stack of ribbons. Okay, so this one's going to go in the center, and then I'm going to do this one off to the side, and then I don't think I'll do a green one on top. I think we're going to try it like that, or should I? Let's test it. I do kind of love the green on top like that. It's just so nice and bright. Yeah, let's put the green on top. That's what we're going to do. Okay, now that we're done with, we're done with that part. You can see this is the center, and we have a piece of this already torn. So we're going to lay this underneath this way. So I'm pulling it and it's even. So I test it to make sure, you know, both of the ends are even. And then I actually pick it up to make sure that I've got the center spot correct. And if I don't, I just tug at the fibers. So I'm gonna lay it down for you so that you can see. So you can see that it's pretty even. Now what I do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to double knot it, but I'm going to go ahead and stand it up to do that. It just gives me a little, it's just a little easier for me to do that, but that's what I'm doing. So there's one, and then I'm doing a double knot. Now if you left your tassel like this, these could easily pull out. So that's why we always take them, and this is also the part that makes it a puff top. We take another piece of material, and you could actually use a different sort of ribbon. You could use yarn, you could use embroidery floss, you know, whatever you want to do to tie it around this edge, but I'm just going to use some of my cotton just because this tassel has a certain feeling to it. Now I've got this pretty tight, and when I do that, I like to kind of take a look around real quick and just see how everything's laying. And we have a little situation here. So what I'll do is kind of hold where I tied it because it's not permanently tied. I'll hold it and then I'll just tug on any of the fibers that need a little tugging. So like this fiber here definitely needs a little tugging. Nope, it's actually the one underneath of it. I don't like to tug too much because then it takes all of the puff away, and I don't want that to happen. And this tassel is not going to be hugely puffy, but there is a little puff in it. Okay, I'm going to untie it because this is not, it's not going straight enough for my taste. So I'm gonna kind of like, sometimes you have to brush these down so that everything is even. I hope that makes sense. Just give it a little brushing. All right. Now let's try again. Sometimes when you knot it, the fibers move around, and that's okay. You can always untie it and redo it like I'm doing here. All right, let's see if we have better luck this time. Also, sometimes when you use a variety of materials, like this is almost a burlap feel, and then this is thicker, that can kind of cause a little bit of some strange shapes at the top that you have to manipulate a little bit. But this one's coming out much better. I don't know if you can tell. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten this. I think I'm going to tighten it. I'm not going to double knot it though, because there's a few of these that I want to tug on and just, you know, make sure I like the shape of it. It's funny, none of the, you know, the little red ribbon is showing through at all. So you know what? Because I want a little bit of it to show through, let's go ahead and see if we can carefully remove, there was one of these green ones covering it. I think it's this one. See if we can remove that. See how easily that pulls out of there? But I want that to be the only one that pulls out of there. And that'll expose some of the other colors. And we want that. There is already a lot of green in this one, which I love, but I want to see the other stuff too. All right, third time should be a charm, but let's find out. It may not be a charm at all, but we're gonna go for it and we're gonna see. Okay, I might need to move this up a little bit because it's not a huge tassel. Okay, I think I like it so far. Okay, let's hold that tight and let's give it a look. Yeah, it's perfect. It's perfect. Okay, so since it is really good the way that it is, third time was a charm, we're going to go ahead and double knot that. Let me find my other piece. There we go. Right, how fun, right? Look at this cutesy little tassel. Okay, now what I typically do up here is like a double knot, but this one I'm definitely making for the journal. So I'm going to leave this the way it is until I finish the journal, and then I'll know. I might end up putting a bulb pin up here. I might end up putting a clasp. I'm not sure. So here's the little tassel. Now let me go look through my little beads and baubles and see if there's anything that we want to add to it. I'll be right back. All right, friends, so I would like this tassel to have a little bit of a rustic feel, not over the top rustic, but just a little bit. So I have this bronze pin. It's small compared to some of them that I have, but it's large on the tassel, but I don't think it's too big. So I think I'd really like to put this on here. And I was just thinking, do I want to put it up here? Do I want it? I could actually have it hang. Oh, I might put an O-ring. Oh, that's what I'm gonna do. I think I'll put an O-ring right under this and then hang it. Yeah, that's cute. And then I can hang some other beads from this. Okay, well that was an easy decision to make. So let's go ahead and get an O-ring that is big enough but not too big. I've got several different sizes, but I think this will work. And this is big enough I actually can open it with my fingers. So I'm going to slide it through the pin first, and then I'll slide it under the tie. I have misplaced my needle nose pliers that I just got, and I'm so upset with myself. Well, listen, they're probably literally within a few feet of where I'm sitting, but my crafty area is such a mess that I don't know where they are. But they're here. But let me promise you, they're here. I really need to take some time to clean. I just enjoy creating so much that's what I tend to do. All right, so we've got that hung on there. Hopefully you guys, kind of got to see me do that. So I think what I'm gonna do is, I know that these beads will fit on here, and they're, this one's green, and actually this one, I thought it was a lighter green, but it's the same color. Oh, here's the lighter one. If I can get 3 on there, let's do that. This one's kind of a lemony, and then we'll go back to the lime. And then, oh, I can't close it. So let's do one of each and let's close that up. Okay, so we've got that hanging on there, so that's gonna be cute. And then I pulled a couple of beads. I don't know if you can see, yeah, you can see them, okay. So we've got this green and gold one I like, and I've got some brown ones, just some stuff that might look a little bit rustic. And then I also have this little charm, and it's a pig. I wish it was a rooster, or a chicken, but I don't have rooster or chicken charms, but the pig might be cute on here. So, all right, friends. So my camera cut off because my battery died. So, and I always film right up until it just literally shuts off. So anyway, we're back. I did add the little pig to the end of the pin, and I don't want the goodies on here to be too much or overwhelming. So I think we'll just add a little something to either side of him, maybe some of these little brown beads. So let's go ahead and do that. I will probably put this in fast forward so that the job gets done more quickly. But I will tell you, I have some eye pins, and I got these from BB Craft, and simple as putting the bead onto the eye pin. I was just thinking to myself, do I want a couple of them on here? I really do want to keep this simple, right? I do not, let's just take a look. If there was just one hanging, I almost feel like just one hanging is okay. I don't want this to be over the top. Let's try it with just one. Oh no, these needle nose pliers don't have the cut, how you can cut the wire, because I need to shorten this. Uh-oh, that means I'm gonna actually have to find my ones that I've put down somewhere. Okay, I found an older pair. They're not super old, they're just about probably four years old. Anyway, these are not the new ones I got, but they're very sharp in here, so they should cut this with no problem. So I'm gonna cut this, I'm gonna leave about a 1/2 inch, maybe a little bit more than that. Yeah, if this is a little bit more than 1/2 inch, I'm gonna leave that so that I'll be able to twist the wire over. Now, I wish I had my new needle nose pliers because they're way better than these, but I will find them. All right, I could have taken a little more off of that. I wonder if I can open it up and do that. Let's find out. Yeah, I'll go ahead and take a little more off of that. There was a lot of space left. So I think now taking this off here, now we're truly at a 1/2 inch point. Now I will fold that back over and hopefully have enough room. Yep, plenty of room. Perfect. All right, so let me just do another one of those. Let's get 2 O-rings or jump rings. And I don't want these to be too big, so I'm thinking I'm gonna try a number 4. All right, I got 2 number 4s out, and hopefully I'll be able to get these open. I've got my little tool here. That helps. Sometimes I put it on my finger, sometimes I don't. It depends on the size of these. Got our bead, and you know what I think? I think I'm gonna hold it. When you open the jump ring, especially small ones, you wanna hold it, you're kind of holding half of that jump ring. And then you use your little tool and you find the size that fits, and there it is. And then you twist it to the side, and that way it doesn't pull the jump ring open, because if you pull it open you can't close it all the way. So if you pull it this way, it's very hard to close it all the way, so you twist it. So that's how that works. And then we pop it, we pop our little bead on there. Now this is always a little bit more difficult because now there's a bead taking up space. So I'm just repositioning my needle nose pliers on this circle here, kind of holding it so I can see it. I'm using my tool here, and then I'm just pulling it back, and pull it a little bit further than where it needs to go because it'll kind of bounce back into place. And there it is. Now, what I forgot to do was go ahead and add it to this while it was open. But you know, this is pretty big right here, and I think I'm actually gonna need a bigger jump ring for that. So let's get a number 5, and we'll get 2 of them because we'll do them both the same. So again, we're holding the side, we've got our little tool, we are twisting it open. Now we're going to put this on here. Now I'm going to reposition it a little bit because I've got it hooked around there. I know you guys probably can't see what I'm doing, but now I'm going to put the little O-ring. Hopefully you can see that. I just hooked that right on there. And now I'm going to hold this with my needle nose pliers and see if there's enough room for me to use my tool here. I might have to go with a bigger jump ring. I kind of wanted to stay small. All right, and we got it. Okay, so there's one. I'll do the other one off camera because it does take, you know, it takes a little bit of patience, but I'll go ahead and put the other one on and I'll be right back. Okay, friends, you might be hearing a little bit of a sound. My air conditioning just cut on and the air is probably coming through the vent and hitting the speaker on my camera. So I apologize if you're hearing a little bit of that. But I want to tell you, okay, I'm super happy with how this tassel turned out. So we've got our little beads and our little piggy in the center. I wish it was a rooster or a hen, but you know, this is what I had, and I think it's adorable. I'm gonna get some still shots real quick so that you can see it, how it might look while it's hanging. Well, friends, I hope that you enjoyed this Tassel Tuesday. I appreciate you being here so very much. Thanks for watching. See you soon.